So, um, here's the thing. So originally, I was kind of disappointed that the Granolah arc that Justin's Den had made was a little bit too short. And wouldn't you know it, the moment I finally decided to do it, and I uploaded to you guys, wouldn't you know it, he made a longer version of it. Because you know what? Cause I knew that there was a little bit more to that manga, and it not being that freaking short. I knew it was, but I just didn't know for sure. There was a longer version. Well, my guy made the longer version. So you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to divert this into parts like I wanted to in the first place. So this is going to be part one, and part two will go up next Dragon Ball Sunday, and I promise you on that. So without further ado, this is by Justin's Den, the entire Granolah arc. This is gonna be part one, Dragon Ball Super manga remake. Let's go. And of course, y'all know I had to do this because of this man. Y'all know I had to do that.
Before we start the video, I mentioned in my community post that we're moving into Dragon Ball movies next. The first two movies you guys have to choose from are the DBZ Broly movie and the DBS Broly movie. If you guys want to see DBZ Broly covered first, let's get to 2,000 likes in 24 hours. If you guys want to see DBS Broly covered first, let's get to 3,000 likes in 24 hours. We've got a lot of movies to cover between now and the end of the year.
Damn sure do. That's a lot. That's a lot of Dragon Ball movies. That's a lot of movies. Shoot, I just saw him in a video Broly movie on the first Broly movie, but it's for supporters only. So he'll probably drop that at a later date. But man, oh man,
but it's up to you guys to determine what comes next. But before we get into the awesomeness that is today's video, I want to tell you guys about today's sponsor,
that shirt.
NordVPN.
Where did he get that
serves
shirt
as a
from?
virtual.
No, because Justin, where did you get that? That shirt looks fire. That shirt looks actually fire.
Offering a one-click solution to bolster your online security. I really like this platform because it ensures your data is encrypted, rendering it unreadable to criminals. It's also the best VPN for multiple devices. NordVPN today using the link in the description or my pinned comment. That's nordvpn.com/JustinsDen. By doing so, you'll receive an additional 4 months on a 2-year plan, coupled with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and secure your network, and thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. The Granolah arc takes place after the events of the battle with Moro. Peace returns to the universe as Jocko, relaxing, is informed by Calamus that he should be on patrol. Believing his time is better spent on the computer though, Jocko is pulled aside by Calamus to visit the Galactic Prison. Arriving at the lockup housing the survivors of the Galactic Bandit Brigade, Calamus questions Yunba about a faint distress signal emanating from the Earth's crater following Moro's defeat. Unfortunately, Yunba isn't privy to any information on the matter, and instead changes the subject, asking for more food. Jocko, exclaiming that the bandits will never enjoy the pleasures of endless food.
1 second. Y'all know I had to do this. Just to make sure. Yep, alright, so we good.
And daylight again is interrupted by Zayogi, who criticizes the Galactic Patrol for killing their friends. Calamus tells Zayogi that Moro is to blame for the death of their comrades, and Jocko states that he literally devoured OG-73. However, Zayogi claims he wasn't talking about 7-3, and goes on to say he was just another thing that they stole, filled with valuable data until his destruction, ruining all the hard work they put into making him a powerhouse. Back on Earth, a tiny piece of the decimated 7-3 begins to move around, as Yunba, curious about the life form's fate, queries whether the entity has truly been obliterated. Jocko, assuming so due to the absence of Moro's remnants, deems it best not to waste their time going back to check, prompting Yunba to smirk, realizing the Galactic Patrol is unsure. We then witness a piece of 7-3 lodging itself into the remnants of the head left in the crater on Earth, and a light emanates from it, signaling a return to life. Back at the Galactic prison, Calamus brushes off the taunts of the bandits, but later questions Jocko on if he actually examined inside the crater. Having given a not so reassuring answer though, the duo head off to Earth's crater in an attempt to locate any remnants of 7-3. Arriving on Earth, Jocko confirms there are no traces of the life form, but unbeknownst to them, 2 aliens remain in hiding behind a rock, clutching 7-3's head in a container. Subsequently, Jocko and Calamus take off, as do the 2 aliens undetected. Several months later, in a corner of the universe far away from Earth, an attendant informs their master Goichi that 7-3's data has been replicated across all their units. Previously stolen by Saganbo and his brigade, 7-3 has now been retrieved in a more formidable state, and overjoyed, Goichi sees this as an opportunity to assert his dominance over the universe. At that moment, a man named Granolah, receiving assistance from his AI headwear named Oatmeal, rapidly approaches and boards Goichi's ship, skillfully using his
You know, I don't think I said this in the old reaction to the Granolah arc, but I just love how these certain things are named after edible items, produce, or things of that. I kind of like that. And I know that that's been a staple for Dragon Ball for years. But it's not like I didn't know that, but it's just that I appreciate it.
weaponry, Granolah dispatches the guards sent to intercept him. In response, Goichi commands the release of their units, the OG soldiers, to halt Granolah. As Granolah enters a room, he's surrounded by the OG soldiers, all resembling the original 7-3. Granolah tells Oatmeal to run a scan to identify the original, and suddenly, one of the soldiers attack. Granolah, however, swiftly destroys it, shattering the crystal on its head. The remaining OG soldiers charge in next, and identifying them all as unintended targets, Granolah wipes them out with ease. Upon entering another room, more OG soldiers are released, but Granolah discovers his target, OG 7-3i, otherwise known as the original 7-3. We soon cut to a flashback of a planet decimated by the Saiyan race, the inhabitants' lifeless bodies spread across the streets, appearing similar to Granolah. Fleeing from numerous Ozaru, a child runs into a nearby building, but is confronted by a great ape with a distinctive cross-shaped scar as it crashes through the damaged ceiling. Startled awake within his spaceship, Granolah, who is dreaming having recently acquired 7-3, continues to fly off, informed by Oatmeal that they aren't being followed. En route to the base of the Heaters, Oatmeal questions Granolah's lingering animosity towards the now diminished Frieza force, pointing out that Frieza has been dead for years and the force is but a shadow of its former self. Granolah, however, reveals that his resentment
Whole time Frieza's still alive. Like whole time Frieza is still alive.
It stems from the Saiyans who annihilated his race known as the Ceruleans, emphasizing that the Saiyan race met its end due to a meteor destroying their homeworld, depriving him of the chance for revenge. Meanwhile, on Beerus's planet, Goku secures the Oracle Fish, allowing Whis to administer sleep-inducing vitamins to counter his insomnia. Vegeta questions if the fish can really suffer from a lack of sleep, and Whis explains that the Oracle Fish's sleep troubles could mean a bad omen for the future or merely a benign occurrence. Disappointed, Goku states he thought someone strong was going to appear again, and hearing this, Beerus wakes up from his nap, yelling at Goku for his addiction to fighting, as he always ends up dragging him in the middle of it. Post this, Goku and Whis resume their training, with Goku seamlessly entering the perfected Ultra Instinct state at will. Ready to get things started, Goku leaps high above Whis, splitting himself into multiple illusions to attack. Whis, however, dispatches the illusions with ease, meets Goku high above, and kicks him back down to the surface, telling the Saiyan to develop his own style as the two continue. Observing from the sidelines, Vegeta questions Beerus about Whis' use of Ultra Instinct, to which Beerus clarifies that angels are always in the instinct state. As Whis continues sparring with Goku, he conveys that mastering Ultra Instinct is only the beginning and mentions a hierarchy of control, with the Grand Priest surpassing both he and Beerus in mastery. This prompts Goku to question his status at the bottom of the ladder, to which Whis states that he has more room to train and grow, heightening Goku's enthusiasm. enthusiasm. Questioned by Beerus if he intends to master Ultra Instinct, Vegeta declines, opting to surpass Goku another way. Beerus states it might be possible and hints to an alternative path for growth, emphasizing that Ultra Instinct isn't the only technique of the gods. This revelation shocks Vegeta as Beerus continues, noting that Ultra Instinct is the specialty of the angels and that gods of destruction use a different technique, refraining from having to keep their hearts calm. Vegeta inquires if Beerus will teach him this technique, but he refuses, noting that training people isn't in his job description. Walking off to exercise though, he turns to Vegeta, encouraging him to seize any opportunity for improvement as the Saiyan follows close behind. Elsewhere in the universe, Granolah arrives at the Heater's base, dragging OG-73 along. He encounters Soshiru, a fellow bounty hunter, who, upset with his own earnings, marvels at the artificial life form that Granolah managed to obtain. He proposes pretending as if they captured 7-3 together and split the bounty, but before he can lay a hand on the glass tube, Granolah intervenes, threatening Soshiru's life if he makes another move, and proceeds inside. Within, the leader of the Heaters, Elik, accompanied by 3 other Heaters, greets Granolah as he hands over the bounty. After receiving payment, Granolah inquires about Elik's plans for 7-3. Elik dismisses the notion of building an army, but expresses the desire to gather intel, believing information dominance grants control over the universe. Expressing little interest in the conversation, Elik informs Granolah that there are no more assignments for now and drops a bombshell, revealing Frieza's revival. This revelation shocks Granolah, as Elik states that regardless of how he's returned, potential business partners are running scared throughout the universe, making it impossible to make deals. Driven by the prospect of revenge, Granolah demands Frieza's whereabouts. Despite Elik warning about Frieza's enhanced power since his return, Granolah persists. Suddenly, one of the Heaters identified as Gas intervenes, knocking Granolah down and restraining him. Elik emphasizes the need for careful planning before confronting Frieza, and Granolah reluctantly agrees to wait as Gas lets him go. Calmly rising, Granolah tells Elik to inform him when there are more jobs to do and leaves, subsequently vowing that Frieza will die by his hands. Departing, Elik discusses with his family the potential threat Granolah poses if he surpasses Gas, their family's strongest member. Though Gas is confident in his own power, Elik plans to use Frieza to eliminate Granolah and focuses his attention on 7-3 to locate Zuno, the ultimate source of intel. Returning to his home, planet Cereal, Granolah faces an ambush by Soshiru and his men for his bounty. He decides to settle their battle on a nearby asteroid, and everyone lands. Soshiru and his men prepare to rob Granolah blind. Agreeing to share half of his payment, Granolah invites the group onto his spaceship. Once aboard, Soshiru's group realizes they've been deceived, and Granolah begins eliminating them with precise sniping, courtesy of his cerulean sharpshooting skills in right eye, specifically adapted to situations such as these. Realizing his impending defeat, Soshiru surrenders, leaving behind some payment before retreating. Oatmeal commends Granolah's work, but the cerulean acknowledges that he missed one of his targets and needs more power to take down Frieza. Back on Beerus's planet, the sleeping oracle fish cryptically mentions a shift in the balance of Universe 7, predicting the rise of the universe's mightiest warrior. Granolah returns to his home planet, now inhabited by an alien race called the Shigurians, who embrace him as one of their own. However, Granolah rejects the notion of living in their city, believing that the way the planet is now, it wouldn't suit him or the old man he's living with. Instead, they choose to reside in the mountains, and Granolah makes his way back home. During his walk, Oatmeal questions why Granolah won't take the Shigurians up on their offer, and the Cerulean notes that the city was set up by the Shigurians by the Heaters, as he reflects on the downfall of his people 40 years ago. Standing atop the mountain, Granolah peers down at the ruins of his hometown as a reminder of the devastation brought on by the Saiyans and Frieza, noting that he'll never forget what they took from him. Simultaneously on Beerus's planet, Beerus questions Vegeta about the destructive history of the Saiyan race. Vegeta notes there's no way of knowing how many planets they destroyed in the past, given fighting was once a way of life for his people, and refers to it as a sin. Beerus then questions if Vegeta's attempting to pin all of the blame for his once wicked ways on Frieza and his people, but Vegeta denies this, stating that in his father's pursuit of power, he built planet Vegeta atop countless deaths. He goes on to say that Frieza's clan taking over didn't help things much, but the blood spilled by the Saiyans beforehand was still on their hands.
Okay, so that answers the question for me. And I don't know if this conversation was in the reaction that I made about like the last that his other video of the granola arc, but this one answers the question. were the Saiyans ruthless like that even before they were under Frieza's command? And they answer it, yes. Long before Frieza came along, the Saiyans were already doing the shit that they were doing. Not to say that I didn't know that, because when like like there's a video that I know I remember doing where they were talking about how Saiyans survived and how Saiyans came to be. Like, they started out as this Neanderthal-like race until, you know, they came across other race that was more technologically advanced. So what they did was they took their shit and killed them all and made it theirs. And it just went on doing that from planet to planet to planet, just taking things and destroying everyone. So Vegeta's correct in saying that, like, this is not on Frieza. This is on the Saiyans, period.
Beerus inquires if Vegeta means to say that it was destiny for the Saiyans to be wiped out, and Vegeta confirms, prompting dismissal from Beerus. Beerus then confronts Vegeta, exclaiming how ridiculous that thought process is. Confused on the Destroyer's sudden interest in the Saiyan race, Vegeta questions what this has to do with the technique used by the gods of destruction, to which Beerus replies plenty and prepares an attack. Demonstrating his powers, Beerus destroys a decorative planet with ease, shocking Goku from a distance, who notes Beerus isn't someone to be trifled with. Vegeta wonders what that technique was, and Beerus vaguely notes that this was just a small glimpse of what he can really do. Vegeta begins to utter a sentence on how he can acquire such an ability, but before he can finish, Beerus suddenly grabs his face and slams him into the ground, warning Vegeta that clinging to the sins of his race will hinder his ability to wield the power of destruction. Beerus then violently throws Vegeta to the side and drops a bombshell, disclosing his role in advising Frieza to destroy the Saiyans' homeworld. This revelation shocks Vegeta as Beerus mocks him, noting that it wasn't destiny after all, and threatens to obliterate Vegeta as well. Growing angry, this provokes Vegeta to power up to his Super Saiyan Blue evolved state and attack Beerus, who effortlessly catches his punch. Despite Vegeta's efforts with melee attacks and ki blasts, Beerus effortlessly lands on top of him, questioning the Saiyan on what the mistakes of his race have to do with him now. The deity goes on to say that as long as Vegeta's trapped in the past, he'll never manage to grow past this point. But
okay, I get what Beerus is saying. So Beerus is the one that told Frieza to destroy the Saiyans. And now he's saying that, like, you thought it was destiny for the reason why your race is gone. No, their destiny wasn't for them to die, and it's not for you to keep reminding yourself of what happened. You have to move on in the now. You want this power for yourself to surpass Kakarot, to surpass Goku, but you can't do that if you're constantly holding on to this Saiyan pride that you had held on for so long. It's time for you to let go of that and become something more than just that. I fully understand what Beerus is saying, even though it's kind of fucked up.
eager to get his hands on Beerus, Vegeta continues his assault. Bringing Vegeta to a halt, Beerus grabs him and declares a destruction technique, blowing the Saiyan away as he flies across the planet. Watching Vegeta from the sidelines, Goku notes that must have been Lord Beerus' signature move and thinks back on his failed attempt at using it against Merged Zamasu. Whis then states that the power within the technique is still amazing, despite Beerus' obvious tweak to destroy only Vegeta's armor. Defeated, Beerus lands in front of Vegeta, explaining that his true strength stems from focusing on destruction, and urges the Saiyan to destroy any stray thoughts he has and rebuild himself from scratch. He leaves him with one last piece of advice, noting that before creation comes destruction. At the Heater's base, Elec informs the others to utilize 7-3's intel to explore memories of the Galactic Bandit Brigade interrogating Zuno, and tells the biggest among them, Oil, to write down the coordinates. Continuing to observe the footage of Mirus and the Galactic Patrol ambushing the the others, the Heaters witness all the prisoners getting released at once, as Oil questions what could have happened. One of the Heaters' servants mentions that Moro used the power of something called the Dragon Balls to make this happen, and explains that they're wishing balls created by the Namekians that can grant any wish. Piecing together this new information, Elliot concludes that the Dragon Balls must have been the reason for the odd occurrences in the universe, including Frieza's revival. One of the other Heaters, Maki, ponders on who the Namekians were, and Gas informs her that they were a tribe that once lived on planet Serial. Given the extinction of all previous life on Serial, Oil assumes the Namekians are gone, but Alec mentions a lone survivor named Manito living on Serial with Granolah. Back on planet Serial, Granolah arrives home with water and encounters Manito, who thanks him for being so generous. During their conversation, Manito questions if Granolah will be heading out again, but he says no and states that Frieza's been brought back to life. He goes on to say that he'll be the one to take the tyrant down, prompting Manito to advise Granolah against seeking revenge, citing his insufficient strength. Granolah then looks over, contemplating using the planet's Dragon Balls to acquire more power, but acknowledges his inability, needing a second Dragon Ball to summon the dragon. Manito notes that the final ball has been lost for nearly 40 years, prompting Granolah to state that he'd have to search the entire planet to find the tiny ball, similar to the one in his hands. As Manito begins to explain to Granolah the original purpose of the Dragon Balls, simultaneously on planet Namek, the Grand Elder Mori is teaching the Namekian children as well, noting that other planets inhabiting Namekians can also possess their own version of Dragon Balls. He likens this to planet Earth's with Dende, and although questioned on what happened to the Namekians in the far reaches of the universe, Mori remains unsure, considering the possibility that they perished long ago. Back on Serial, Manito notes that when he dies, the planet's Dragon Balls will go with him, and Granolah wonders if they could use them to restore the planet to the way it was 50 years ago. However, Manito dismisses the idea, believing it selfish to revive those who have perished and kick the Sigurians out of their new home. Out of options, Granolah insists Frieza and his forces will need to be destroyed, but Manito notes that revenge isn't the way to handle things, as it will only give rise to new enemies. Reluctantly, Granolah agrees to Manito's counsel to enjoy his current life without vengeance. However, as night falls, Granolah learns from the news that a young boy has found the second Dragon Ball and it's being studied at an institute. Adopting a disguise, Granolah infiltrates the city, sneaks into the institute, and steals the Dragon Ball, escaping into the mountains. There, he places the two Dragon Balls down and consults with Oatmeal on the spell to summon the dragon. Granolah chants aloud, and a beam of light emanates from the Dragon Balls, releasing the dragon god Toronbo, who tells Granolah to state his wish. Granolah then declares his desire to become the strongest warrior in Universe 7. Noting that Granolah wishes to become the strongest life form apart from the gods themselves, Toronbo states that it's possible to make him stronger than he already is, but can't increase his power beyond his latent potential. However, the dragon goes on to say that Granolah could become the strongest if he agrees to a certain condition, and eager to take down Frieza at any cost, he declares he'll do whatever it takes. Back on Beerus's planet, Vegeta persists in training, attempting to use Hakai to obliterate a small rock, but unintentionally destroys it with a simple energy blast. Beerus corrects him, explaining the process the gods of destruction follow to turn something into nothing, and demonstrates the technique, triggering a massive explosion. Nearby, Goku trains with Whis, speculating on who between he and Vegeta will become the strongest in the universe. Whis suggests it may be someone else entirely, and although unsure of anyone stronger than the Saiyan duo, if any, the Oracle Fish awakens, prophesying the rise of the ultimate warrior. Vegeta, overhearing this, suddenly appears, showcasing the destruction ability by obliterating a tiny pebble, declaring his imminent conquest over more formidable adversaries. Back on Serial, Toronbo departs, leaving Granolah alone with significantly longer hair. After testing his newfound might in seamlessly destroying a gigantic boulder pulled from the planet, Manito, sensing the aftermath, wakes up from his sleep. Rushing into the kitchen, he notices the Dragon Ball is missing and finds Granolah outside, who admits to having used the Dragon Balls to become the strongest in the universe. Aware of a condition to obtain such power, Manito learns from Granolah that he accepted it, warning the latter to be wary, as there's no better way to make new enemies than to brandish the power he now possesses. Confident, Granolah asserts he can handle any threat that comes his way, but Manito disputes this, exclaiming that he may be the strongest now, but there's no telling who'll come forward in the near future. Having heard enough though, Granolah tries to detect Frieza's presence on nearby planets, but unable to find him, he opts to get the information from Elec and flies off toward his spaceship. Flying toward his destination, Granolah is observed by Whis as Goku and Vegeta question the Oracle Fish on who's truly the strongest in the universe. Refusing to answer, he flies off, and aboard his spaceship, Granolah trims his hair while Whis monitors the unfolding events, foreseeing potential turmoil. 2 days later, Granolah arrives at the Heater's base and confronts the group, demanding Frieza's location. He asserts his status as the strongest in the universe, but dismissing him, Elec instructs Oil to remove him from the room. Oil throws a punch at Granolah, but the latter effortlessly repels Oil with a fraction of his power. Curious about Granolah's proclaimed strength, Elec orders Oil to engage him in combat. The one-sided fight unfolds as Oil charges in and attempts to smash Granolah, who kicks him across the face. Oil persists in chasing Granolah, but the fighter dodges every blow, surprising the others. Granolah leaps into the air and fires finger blasts that create holes in the floor around Oil, which collapse and send him crashing down below. Granolah calmly insists that Elec call off his henchmen, but confident, he asserts they aren't done yet. Oil then rises from the floor with the broken tile and hurls it at Granolah, but the fighter uses destruction to turn the object into smithereens. Assuming Granolah to be using magic, Mackie tags in with energy blades and charges in, swiping at Granolah but misses every attack. Granolah then expertly uses his scarf to bind Mackie's hands and slams her to the ground. When Gas intervenes and cuts her loose, Elec halts him, satisfied yet intrigued by Granolah's power. Elec presses Granolah to disclose the source of his strength, to which he confirms the use of the Dragon Balls. This revelation surprises the Heaters, excluding Elec, who figured as much, as he tells Granolah they don't know exactly where Frieza is yet, but they'll alert him when they have some information. Granolah agrees to head home for now, but notes he doesn't have much time to spare, as his life will be ending soon. Mackie questions this, as Granolah is only around his 50s and is supposed to live for 2 centuries given his DNA, but Granolah reveals his drastic sacrifice, as he gave up his remaining 150 years of life in exchange for his new power. We then witness a flashback of Granolah's conversation with Toronbo, as the dragon states that the Cerulean will only have 3 years left to live. Mackie questions Granolah's insane way of thinking in search of revenge, but undeterred, Granolah tells Elec he'll be waiting and departs. Later, as the Heaters discuss the situation, Elec deems it unwise for Granolah to eliminate Frieza, as he might seize the tyrant's position, which they believe belongs to them. Unwilling to let Granolah destroy the Frieza force either, as it serves as a profitable business opportunity for them, Elec proposes Granolah will have to die. He devises a plan to pit the Saiyans against Granolah, more specifically Goku and Vegeta, the ones who took Moro down. Elec plans to capitalize on Granolah's hatred for the Saiyans who devastated his homeworld, and asserts that with Goku and Vegeta battling him together, there's no way he can win. At the same time, Granolah, aboard his spaceship, prepares for his presumed encounter with Frieza, while Goku and Vegeta continue their individual training. On Beerus's planet, Whis queries Goku about the fundamental difference between him and the angels. Demonstrating with a swift whack on Goku's head using his staff, Whis clarifies that angels are always in the Ultra Instinct state, while Goku transforms to access it. Whis explains that when Goku's heart is calm, his body should move on its own no matter what form he's in, and the latter realizes the need to master Ultra Instinct in his base form, as Whis states that doing so will eliminate the stamina drain, reserving the transformation for critical moments in battle. Goku notes this process may take a while, but Whis says time may not be on his side, as he encourages both Goku and Vegeta to grow stronger, hinting at an unusual event unfolding in the universe. Meanwhile, Granolah returns to his home planet, Cereal, opting to wait in his spaceship until he receives Frieza's location from Elec. Oatmeal expresses concern for Manito, but Granolah reassures him that he's fine, explaining his enhanced right eye can monitor the Elder Namekian due to his wish. At the Heaters base, Oil and Mackie prepare to visit Earth. Before their departure, Elec instructs them to consult Zuno to discover the whereabouts of the Saiyans Goku and Vegeta. Leaving, Elec confers with Gas, who wonders if their current efforts are really necessary just to deal with Granolah. He expresses a desire to have battled the Cerulean, but Elec calms him, telling Gas that although he may have won, he'd hate to think of the worst case scenario. Elec reassures his brother that he'll have the chance to fight, and notes that if all goes well, the new supreme force in the universe will be the Heaters. Weeks later, Oil and Mackie land on Zuno's planet. Despite finding the idea of kissing Zuno distasteful, Mackie endures it and secures 10 questions due to her assertive nature. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta progress significantly in their training. And so, time passes as Oil and Maki arrive on Earth, having questioned Zuno on Goku and Vegeta's weaknesses. They show up at Goku's house first and confront Chi-Chi, questioning if she can summon Goku to Earth, as they've heard he isn't one to defy her commands. Chi-Chi mentions her money troubles aloud and considers contacting Goku, prompting Maki to assert that money's no object and they have the perfect job for her husband. At Capsule Corporation, Bulma, accompanied by Chi-Chi and the Heaters, contact Whis, informing the Saiyan pair of the proposition to defeat the supposed universe's strongest being. This title shocks Goku and Vegeta, who question if this was the person the Oracle Fish was talking about, and Whis confirms this may be the case. Vegeta cuts in and asserts that he intends to fight, as no one may claim the title of the strongest in the universe without defeating him first. He tells Goku there's no need for him to tag along, but excited, the Saiyan says he's coming too. Having confirmed their plans, Maki and Oil thank Bulma as they step into the hallway, having completed the first step in their master plan. On Beerus's planet, Whis prepares to take Goku and Vegeta to Earth, as Goku, growing more excited, relishes the chance to demonstrate the results of his training. In response, Beerus gifts Vegeta an earring symbolizing those with the ability to use destruction, and tells the Saiyan to prove to everyone that the Gods of Destruction's signature move is stronger than the technique of the angels. Subsequently, Goku receives Whis' signature symbol on his gi, prompting a back and forth between the Destroyer and Angel, who have taken the Saiyans under their wing. Expressing no intention to fall short of Kakarot, Beerus expresses pride with Vegeta's progress, as Goku knows he'll come out on top, but Whis warns both he and Vegeta that excess confidence could be their downfall. The trio then head off to Earth, as Beerus goes to take a nap. Inside Capsule Corporation, Maki steals the Dragon Radar, but it fails to detect Earth's Dragon Balls, adhering to Zuno's information that Cerulean Dragon Balls don't turn to stone. 30 minutes pass and Goku and Vegeta return to Earth, encountering the Heaters. Maki offers to transport them to the supposed villain on their spaceship, and the two agree. Before they depart, Chi-Chi tells Goku to run away if things get dangerous, and Bulma tells Vegeta to be careful as they head off to confront Granolah on planet Cereal. Marveling at the ship's luxurious facilities, Vegeta questions how long the trip will take, to which Oil replies 18 days. Goku is informed that he can eat to his heart's desire, and Vegeta grows curious about such a nice ship for a tribe who's being ravaged by a villain. However, Maki convinces him to drop it, and as Goku stuffs his face, Vegeta continues his training underwater. Later, Maki contacts Granolah as he inquires about Frieza's location. Maki lies and explains that they found him, but says he was aware of Granolah's plans to kill him and sent 2 assassins out to planet Cereal. Initially surprised, Granolah states he can beat Frieza's location out of them directly, but soon discovers that the 2 assassins are members of the Saiyan race, which throws Granolah for a loop. Now aware that the Saiyans who forced his people into extinction aren't completely wiped out, Granolah leaves his ship and glances at the remains of his hometown, eager to avenge his people after 50 long years. After enduring 18 days of space travel aboard the Heater spaceship, Goku and Vegeta, accompanied by Maki and Oil, reach planet Cereal. Despite receiving directions from Maki on Granolah's location, the Saiyans note the absence of potent key signatures, assuming the enemy must be suppressing his power. Departing for the impending confrontation, Maki instructs Oil to spy on their battle while she stays behind, anticipating the arrival of Elec and Gas. Flying towards Cereal, Elec remarks that it's been 4 decades since the Heater's last visit, and Gas reflects on the unpleasant memories associated with the planet. At the same time, Goku and Vegeta continue their flight toward the mountains, the latter finding it odd that the newer cities on the planet haven't been attacked at all. Suddenly, Goku and Vegeta come under a relentless assault of accurate and deadly sniper shots from a mountainous forest. Dodging with difficulty, Vegeta transforms to Super Saiyan for improved evasion, and when the attacks stop, Goku attempts to tap into the instinct state in his base form. Recognizing another barrage incoming, the Saiyans track the shots to an empty clearing, much to their surprise. The barrage intensifies from above and below, surpassing the Saiyans' ability to keep up. Suddenly, Goku is incapacitated when a sniper shot hits a pressure point on his neck, prompting Vegeta to administer one of their 2 sensu beans as Goku regains consciousness. Vegeta scolds Goku for relying on an imperfect Ultra Instinct and tells him to dodge using his mind for now, or they'll both be killed. Goku then matches Vegeta's Super Saiyan state, employing his mental acuity instead of Ultra Instinct, and fires toward the hidden assailant, revealed to be Granolah. Granolah's movements prove prove faster than instant transmission, attributing it to numerous nameless techniques acquired through his wish to become Universe 7's strongest warrior. Disclosing his identity as the last of the Ceruleans with a grudge against the Saiyans, Vegeta questions this. Rather than explaining though, Granolah takes to the skies, unleashing a technique resembling destruction, triggering a massive explosion. When the dust settles, Goku and Vegeta appear undamaged. Concerned about Granolah's prowess and suspecting he might be able to replicate their techniques, Goku proposes a cooperative attack. Vegeta, however, declines, aiming to prove his superiority, but concedes that Goku should face Granolah first to settle the score. Goku lands in front of Granolah and states he'll be fighting first, confusing Oil, who watches from a distance, questioning why the Saiyans aren't fighting together. Granolah questions Goku on why they aren't transforming into great apes, prompting Goku to note that they can't use that transformation anymore, but transforms into Super Saiyan God, explaining that thanks to their training, they've got more transformations up their sleeve. Granolah charges in, swiping at Goku, who barely manages to dodge, and continues his assault with a flurry of maneuvers. Having trouble keeping up with the Cerulean, Goku incorporates Ultra Instinct with his Super Saiyan God form to match Granolah's onslaught. Vegeta, realizing that the technique becomes more accurate when used in conjunction with the Super Saiyan form. Goku continues to dodge a flurry of Granolah's blasts, but Granolah once again lands a pressure point attack that cripples Goku and drops him out of his God state. This shocks Vegeta, as Granolah, standing over Goku, notes that even a flawless fighter can't hide his vital points from him. He explains that as Goku dodged, he observed his blood flow and muscle movements, attributing his perception to his evolved right eye, the sharpest in the universe. Vegeta, meanwhile, begins to suspect that there may be more to the situation than Granolah being a simple villain, and explores the ancient ruins of planet Cereal. At the same time, Granolah notes that Goku's been holding back and demands his full strength, declaring that he doesn't care if he kills Goku before learning Frieza's location, as Vegeta will still be alive to reveal it. Goku, realizing Granolah's desire to take revenge on the tyrant Frieza, becomes confused on the Cerulean's supposed villainy. However, eager to speed things up, Granolah raises his ki even further, expressing confidence in his strength above the Saiyans. Goku then ascends to Super Saiyan Blue and continues the battle, exchanging blows with Granolah that cause tremors and alarm the Sigurians, who question what's going on. As the battle intensifies, Vegeta's suspicions are confirmed when he finds a large great ape footprint in the ruins of Granolah's hometown. Goku maneuvers skillfully, dodging a barrage of attacks and delivering a powerful kick. Granolah evades and retreats into a forested area, skillfully dodging blows and blasts before launching a counterattack with a flying kick using his scarf. Hurling through the trees, Goku withstands the assault, but is met with a powerful punch from Granolah that he manages to block. Goku retaliates with a kick that Granolah blocks as well, and ultimately sends Granolah flying with a powerful blow to the face. Granolah responds in kind with a kick to Goku's face, and when the Saiyan recovers, he unleashes a formidable aura, causing a fiery explosion that devastates the surrounding trees. Granolah, recovering from the shockwave, observes Goku's altered stance, detecting changes in his blood flow and cell movements through his evolved right eye. Goku's merged Ultra Instinct with perfected Super Saiyan Blue is revealed, as the Saiyan notes it won't be so easy to counter. Goku, utilizing incredible speed, outmaneuvers Granolah's sniper blast, charging head-on with an instant Kamehameha. As the attack detonates, a massive explosion ensues, so impactful that Oil is sent flying backward by the shockwave alone, and smoke fills the battlefield. Vegeta watches the events unfold nearby, and when the smoke dissipates, Granolah suffers minor injuries, but Goku is once again felled by the Cerulean's pressure point attack, as he notes his right eye will always prove superior. Goku, now in base form, is met with the realization that he's lacking in utilizing Ultra Instinct in his Super Saiyan forms, to which Granolah confidently asserts that he'll never get the chance to master it, as he'll be slaughtered here, just as his people were. Granolah then manipulates the ground beneath Goku to unleash a powerful burst of energy. Goku struggles against the onslaught, propelled into a massive mushroom cloud. The Sigurians, alarmed by the explosion, initiate evacuation. Goku narrowly escapes using instant transmission and lands beside Vegeta, noting the similarity between Granolah's technique and Moro's ability to wield a planet's life energy. Vegeta taunts Goku for his struggle against Granolah, and Goku notes he may actually have to use his full power in this fight. Seizing a lull in the battle, Vegeta imparts his findings in the city ruins to Goku. The Ceruleans, annihilated by the Saiyans under Frieza's command, were known for long-ranged attacks using their evolved right eyes. Goku and Vegeta realize Granolah is the last surviving Cerulean seeking revenge, and the Heaters deceive them about his villainous nature. Oil overhears the conversation, but remains committed to their plan. Convinced that defeating Granolah is the only way to prove the Saiyans are no longer enemies, Goku returns to the battlefield and appears in front of the Cerulean, unveiling perfected Ultra Instinct. Granolah, shocked, faces Goku anew, noting that he can't perceive any vital areas. Goku, utilizing the enhanced form, engages in a relentless assault. Granolah struggles to perceive Goku's movements, unable to detect any pressure points in his ascended state. The battle intensifies, with Goku dodging all of Granolah's attacks using perfected Ultra Instinct. Granolah rushes in to deliver a devastating blow, but Goku halts and lifts him overhead, similar to his battle with Moro. In an instant, Goku overpowers Granolah with a flurry of air punches that sends him crashing into a giant boulder, as Vegeta watches from afar. Vegeta believes that victory is imminent, but notices Granolah's energy hasn't diminished as expected. Goku lands in front of Granolah, telling the latter he's stronger than he expected and urges him to walk away, stating he can spar again with them some other time. However, Granolah confidently states that he's far from finished and explains that he split his power in half before starting the fight. It's not long before he reveals that Goku's been fighting an illusion this entire time and disappears, Vegeta simultaneously pointing out that the real Granolah's been in his spaceship the whole time. As Vegeta glances back, the real Granolah disappears, appearing in front of Goku.
Was that even in the part that I reacted to? Because I don't remember this part.
To strike a pressure point over his heart, causing him to revert from perfected Ultra Instinct. A final devastating blow sends Goku flying through the air and crashing through the forest, as the real Granolah stands uninjured. Teetering on the brink of death, Goku lies motionless, as Granolah reveals his deceptive tactic of splitting his power, creating an illusionary clone to fight Goku initially. As Goku lies vulnerable, Granolah prepares to finish the job. However, Vegeta intervenes, impressed by Granolah's ability. Vegeta asserts that he'll be fighting Granolah while Kakarot remains unconscious, prompting the Cerulean to note that he doesn't care which of the Saiyans dies first. Vegeta then taunts Granolah, announcing his intent to confront the warrior at full strength and declares the impending demise of the Cerulean race. Responding to the explosions and earthquakes caused by the battle between Granolah and the Saiyans, the Sakurais hastily evacuate their colonies. On the battlefield, Vegeta positions himself between Granolah and the unconscious Goku, asserting that fusion or clones won't stand a chance against him. Granolah, discarding the need for clones, declares that he no longer conserves his strength for his ultimate goal of killing Vegeta's boss, Frieza. Despite Vegeta's assurance that he's no longer affiliated with Frieza's army, Granolah remains steadfast in his desire to exterminate all surviving Saiyans, regardless of individual involvement in the destruction of his people. With words proving futile, Vegeta swiftly transforms into his Super Saiyan Blue evolved state, telling Granolah to prepare himself to meet oblivion. Showcasing his newfound powers of destruction, Vegeta triggers seismic activity to surround Granolah with bits of the planet and detonates them simultaneously, causing a massive explosion. However, Granolah, unimpressed, dismisses Vegeta's destructive capabilities as lacking. Employing his destruction-like technique, Granolah lifts and destroys a substantial rock behind Vegeta with ease, utilizing the impact of the explosion's direction to deliver a powerful punch to Vegeta's gut as a demonstration of his superiority. Though winded, Vegeta retaliates with a point-blank ki blast, initiating a chase as Granolah counters with devastating blows, ultimately knocking the Saiyan into a river. Granolah launches precision shots into the water, forcing Vegeta to evade by flying down a waterfall. Utilizing Oatmeal's assistance to enhance his precision, Granolah aims and fires a potent energy blast directly at Vegeta swimming in the lake. Vegeta manages to catch the blast underwater, but struggles to halt it as he slides toward the surface. Despite Granolah's confidence in the attack's success,
this is what I'm talking about. I don't remember this part. I do not remember this part.
Vegeta manages to destroy it, propelled out of the water by the resulting shockwave. Acknowledging the strength of the Saiyans, Granolah remains convinced that his wishes made him the most powerful being in the universe. Vegeta, acknowledging that Granolah's strength and techniques surpassed his own, remains unwavering in his confidence to win the battle. Granolah questions if the Saiyan's ego is preventing him from seeing the truth, but Vegeta tells him to shut up and fight, prompting Granolah's silence. As the battle resumes, Goku awakens, experiencing intense pain from Granola's pressure point to his heart. Questioning what's going on, Goku witnesses Vegeta and Granolah exchanging blows in midair, as Granolah knocks Vegeta into a forest below. Vegeta unleashes a Ki Blast barrage at Granolah, who utilizes his destruction-like technique to blow them away immediately. Met with a larger blast moments after, Granolah deflects that one as well, and attempts to hit Vegeta with a blast of his own. Amidst the battle dust, Granolah unintentionally damages part of the ancient Cerulean ruins, enraging him further. Vegeta taunts the last Cerulean by exposing his lack of battle experience, aware that Granolah has only recently acquired his power, which Granolah naively confirms. Despite this observation and talk of training, it appears the gap in power is too great for Vegeta to overcome. Granolah lands a powerful kick to his stomach, and although he's able to briefly hurt Granolah by delivering a sharp elbow strike to his leg, Granolah quickly kicks him away and regains his composure, claiming that it's certain he'll win here today. Vegeta, on the other hand, is invigorated, knowing that no outcome is ever certain, the one thing he truly loves about fighting. Granolah grows infuriated at Vegeta for expressing what he sees as the bloodlust of Saiyans and attacks again, but Vegeta is able to defend himself much better than before as he continues his speech. He says that rankings of fighters reflect only a moment in time, and that his strength is constantly growing, even compared to a few minutes ago. Granolah then declares that if what Vegeta speaks is true, then he should finish the Saiyan off, landing a pressure point attack that shatters Vegeta's battle armor and painfully drops him down to base form. Vegeta struggles and coughs blood onto Granola's arm, still held up to his pressure point. His head slumps forward, but he doesn't fall, beginning to laugh instead. He goes on to say that he's experiencing a feeling that's been lost to him for a long time, as there's no planet to save, no people to protect, just pure battle. He glares at Granolah with bloodshot eyes and pulsing veins, declaring that this is the perfect place to get a battle-crazed Saiyan's blood pumping. Granolah jumps back in surprise as Vegeta's aura swells and ignites into that of an enormous flame that shoots high above the forest. This alerts both Oil and Goku, the latter of whom notes that Vegeta's key signature feels like that of a god, but not the regular kind. As the aura continues to swell, Granolah fires Precision Blast at Vegeta, who's concealed within the inferno of his new aura, only for them to be destroyed on contact. As his aura clears away, we see that Vegeta has transformed, his training with Beerus allowing him to ascend to a new form possessing the traits of the gods of destruction themselves. Vegeta once again prepares to battle Granolah in his new form, boasting that a god of destruction taught him that power derived solely from instinct is unbounded. Vegeta unleashes a surge of his newfound energy at Granolah. As the Cerulean dissipates it, Vegeta appears before him, gripping him by his scarf. Vegeta asserts that Granolah's become arrogant with his new power, promising to humble him before launching a sequence of heavy strikes. Granolah counters with a punch to Vegeta's gut, but it seems to have minimal impact, with the Saiyan even boasting that he's gaining strength before hurtling his adversary headlong into the ancient city below. Granolah attempts to regain his composure, but Vegeta gives him little time to prepare, kicking him further into the ruins. Granolah is taken aback by the new heights his opponent reached and inquires what a god of destruction is. Appearing behind him, Vegeta explains that there are certain entities known as such, with one in Universe 7 who instructed him about his present capability. Granolah inquires if the god of destruction bestowed this new power upon him, but Vegeta clarifies that the power is his alone and it was awakened for the first time during their clash. Unwilling to accept that Vegeta could have potentially closed the gap in their power, their fight continues, with Granolah launching an energy blast at Vegeta, who boldly withstands it, much to Granolah's shock. Granolah continues launching a barrage of blasts, but Vegeta continues to take them head on before advancing. In a state of panic, Granolah conjures an energy shield which protects him from Vegeta's assault. Granolah questions why he doesn't dodge attacks like Goku, but Vegeta dismisses the comment, considering perfected Ultra Instinct inferior to his technique. He asserts that Goku's body might have a mind of its own, but he's all ego, and instructs Granolah to refer to his new state as Ultra Ego. Vegeta then advances with a powerful double kick that breaches Granolah's shield and makes contact with his face, sending him crashing through the city once more. From afar, Manito observes the battle unfolding in the old city, pondering if Granolah is currently confronting Frieza. Growing increasingly frustrated at being on the losing side of the battle, Granolah swears he'll never be defeated by one of Frieza's minions. Vegeta, however, reveals the truth, noting that a meteor wasn't the cause of the eradication of planet Vegeta, but Frieza, marking the Saiyan race another tribe pushed to the brink of extinction by the tyrant. Despite his shock at this revelation, Granolah asserts that this is no reason to cancel his vendetta against the Saiyans and punches Vegeta, who takes the blow and asserts Granolah can believe what he wants as he kicks him into the distance. Recovering, Granolah lands atop the city ruins, Oatmeal pointing out that the Saiyans appear to be victims as well. He attempts to point out the discrepancies in Vegeta's statement against the Heaters, but bent on revenge, Granolah decides to discard him, claiming that he no longer requires his assistance now that he's the most powerful being in the universe. Landing next to Vegeta, Granolah notes that he'll have to make up for his lack of battle experience and swears to grow stronger, using telekinesis to lift a large chunk of the city ruins from the ground and hurls it at Vegeta. Vegeta, however, easily catches it and tosses it aside. Immediately, Granolah launches more of the city's ruins down at Vegeta, utilizing his destruction-like technique to completely obliterate them, along with a large portion of the once bustling hometown. As the smoke dissipates, Vegeta, recognizing Granolah's intent to finish this battle by any means necessary, discards his damaged battle jacket, urging his opponent to continue his assault. As the battle ensues, Oatmeal remotely operates Granolah's spaceship to collect him and flies off. Vegeta lands a devastating blow to Granolah, who responds by kicking Vegeta in his gut. Showing obvious signs of growing fatigue, Vegeta pushes through, smashing Granolah down to the forest below. Taking a moment to breathe, Vegeta notes the blood pouring from his body but shows little concern, excited at the prospect of growing even stronger. Unexpectedly, Granolah unleashes a massive ki blast that Vegeta manages to evade, taunting him on being able to dodge after all, as Vegeta notes it's unwise to underestimate a Saiyan. Meanwhile, Goku drinks from the river and catches his breath, wondering why Vegeta's energy isn't feeling as powerful as before. Realizing he can't sit on the sidelines forever, Goku commences his self-healing process. The fight between Vegeta and Granolah becomes more one-sided as Vegeta continues to take more damage. He launches a potent double Gallic cannon, sending Granolah back, but in his moment of reprieve, Vegeta nearly loses consciousness, realizing he's taken far too much damage. When the dust settles, Granolah remains standing, taking aim at Vegeta. Vegeta's surprised to see Granolah on his feet and decides to end the fight, powering up and creating a sphere of destruction, declaring it'll destroy anything it touches. Vegeta launches the energy sphere, and countering this threat, Granolah evolves his left eye, enabling him to dismantle Vegeta's attack, triggering a colossal explosion unlike any the planet's seen thus far. The resulting impact shakes the entire planet, much to everyone's surprise. As the dust settles, an extremely injured Vegeta lies on the ground, astounded at how effortlessly Granolah was able to repel his assault. Landing gracefully, Granolah mockingly thanks Vegeta for helping him unlock his true potential, and boasts that with both of his eyes now evolved, he can counteract anything Vegeta throws at him now. Nearby, Elliot comments on the battle shifting in Granolah's favor, pleased that everything is going as planned. The Heaters then start making their way toward the first Dragon Ball. Vegeta and Granolah continue their battle, with Granolah demonstrating a clear upper hand due to his evolved left eye. Vegeta is blasted to the ground by a barrage of ki blast, Granolah sarcastically commenting on the Saiyan's growing strength from taking damage. Granolah continues his ki blast assault, sending Vegeta rolling into the heel of his boot as he teleports to meet him. Reverting to base form, Granolah continues taunting Vegeta, who adamantly refuses to back down. Granolah, growing frustrated by his persistence, delivers multiple devastating attacks and readies a fatal blow. Goku, however, intercepts Granolah in his perfected Super Saiyan Blue form, striking him with intense force, much to everyone's surprise. Shocked that Goku's managed to get back on his feet, the Saiyan resolves to continue the fight, but Vegeta, rising to his feet, unexpectedly kicks Goku, sending him into a nearby water tank. Furious about the prospect of being proven inferior to Goku, Vegeta grabs him by the shirt and strikes him again, exclaiming that he's only ever agreed to fight side by side when they had something to protect. Goku points out that his life is in danger, but Vegeta dismisses this, stating he'd rather die than team up. Unbeknownst to them, Granolah rushes in and attempts to strike a pressure point to Vegeta. Fortunately, Goku manages to push Vegeta out of harm's way with a shockwave, and his resulting injuries leave him temporarily unconscious. Granolah questions how Goku could react so quickly, and Goku explains that he now understands Granolah's strategy of targeting vital weak points, asserting it won't work anymore. Believing Goku to be bluffing, Granolah quickly appears behind him and strikes him in the back of his neck, seemingly ending their rematch quickly as Goku collapses in base form. However, Goku strikes back at Granolah, asserting that the same move won't work on him twice. Growing angry, Granolah attacks Goku again, but the result remains the same, prompting Goku to deliver a blow to Granolah in response. Regaining his composure, Granolah realizes Goku's ability to shift his vitals out of harm's way, to which Goku confirms, and notes that although he can't dodge the Cerulean's attacks completely, he can shift enough to make sure he doesn't hit anything important. Granolah commends Goku's defensive ability, but argues that the Saiyan's offensive force is lacking. He goes on to say that so long as Goku's attacks don't deal any major damage, he'll never be able to surpass him. Meanwhile, Vegeta regains consciousness, watching as Goku and Granolah continue to exchange blows, and Goku is sent crashing to the ground, reverting to base form. Vegeta decides to take over, still refusing to team up due to his Saiyan pride. Vegeta realizes that since Granolah has only recently gained his newfound power, he'll soon reach his limit and create an opening, which Vegeta will exploit for victory. He pleads with Goku to leave the fight to him, and Goku agrees. Confronting Granolah, Vegeta's met with taunts of refusing to learn his lesson, but responds by noting Granolah's thought nothing through but his revenge of the Saiyan race. Refusing to deny his mission though, Vegeta urges Granolah to hit him with all the power he's got and transforms to Ultra Ego once more, surprising Granolah, and the battle continues.
Okay. We're gonna end off right here at 50 minutes and 10 seconds. We're gonna end it off right there. That's just part one. That was part one. Because holy crap, I know this fight is gonna keep going on. We're gonna continue this in the next Dragon Ball Sunday, because that was a more detailed than how it was in the previous one that he did. Yeah, yeah, I like this more than the old one. I really do. Y'all post your comments down below what you thought about this. Happy Dragon Ball Sunday. I still want to know y'all's opinion, because me and Urban Ninja are still going to be making the shrine for Akira Toriyama in our hall, and we're going to be making a video about that soon once we get all the materials and stuff that we want. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below how you thought about this and what I just asked. This has been Master of Sakurai. Happy Dragon Ball Sunday, and stay safe. All right, I'm out. Peace.